Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about Webflow alt texts. First of all, what is an alt text? An alt text is a descriptive piece of text that describes the image that we have on our website. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because web browsers don't actually read images. So if you see here, and we pull over the code, what we see is that when we go down through the HTML, we've got our background div here and we've got an image, and it finds the source of the image, but there's no description or there's no indicator as to what this image is. You can see here we've got this alt attribute, which doesn't have anything on it at the moment. But this here allows the web browser to be able to read the image. And this will help with people who are using e-readers or screen readers and things like that. I'm going to go back into Webflow, and there's a few ways that we can add alt text to our Webflow images. First way is if we click here on our image. Now this here is currently a static image, and if we go over to the top right hand corner here, you can see that we've got options here. This image here is set to taking the alt text from the asset. If I come over to our assets and I click the anchor here of this particular image that we're using here, you can see now that there's an option here to add in an alt text. First of all, I just want to mention here that there's this pretty cool tool by WebBay. It's an AI alt text generator. So I'm just going to click that and see what comes up. So this isn't bad. So it's descriptive. It says, a man smiling with a blue background. It's exactly what's going on here in this image. It's a really good start. So what I'm actually going to make it a little bit more, add more to it, because we've got a lot more going on here. We've got our text and got me here, and we've got our blue backgrounds. I'm going to change that to something like this. Put my name in, Alan Tobin, smiling with a blue background, and text, Webflow SEO, alt text and images. So this is really descriptive. This would help if someone wasn't able to see this image, if the image didn't load. So I'm just going to save that, and I'm going to publish our text and show you exactly what difference this has made. And then when I pull this over, we can see here that our image has an alt tag, which is the alt text that we put into our asset. So that's the first way to do it. Now the second way that we can do this, we've actually got an override feature here. So even though this asset has an alt text, we're able to override this. So over here you can see that we can change this, and we can add a custom description. So if I wanted to change this here, we can, so I'm going to put in the exact same one, put in and a graphical image. So we've just made it a little bit more descriptive, and we're just going to publish that and see what happens to our site. I'm going to go in here and refresh. And we can see that we've overridden, by adding in that little piece of text to the descriptive tool there, we've overridden the alt text that is on in the asset. Now there's one final way of doing this if you use the CMS. What I'm going to do now, you can see that I'm in a CMS page here, and this image is the same now throughout this whole site. Okay, so I'm going to actually go into the CMS field over here on the right hand side, and we're going to click on the main image, and it's going to pull the exact same image because I've it already loaded to the CMS. Reason why this is important is you can see now that this piece of alt text is actually the exact, this will be the alt text that is in all of my blog posts. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click this option here to get alt text from our particular CMS item. I can choose any of these fields here. So at the moment I've got name, meta description, post summary, etc. If I use the name, I'm just going to pull this exact heading here, but this isn't a descriptive enough for my liking. So we're going to create a new field. So we go over here to our CMS item, go up here to the blogs that we're working with, and we're going to click on the settings icon here, and we're going to add in a text field. I'm going to call this main image alt text. I'm just going to save that field, and I'm going to, just for convenience, I'm going to move it underneath the main image here, and I'm going to save that. Now we're going to go into the blog that we're working with, and you can see here that we've got WebBay's Chrome extension, so I'm going to click it again. It says graphical user interface, which is true. I'm going to save this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the alt text that I used from here, copy it, and we're going to paste it into our text field here. We're going to save this. And now going to go back to our CMS page, click on the image, and we're going to go to the right hand side here, click here, and we're going to select main image alt text, and we're going to press publish. At the moment, I don't have an alt text for the other ones. We see on this page here, we're not going to have an alt text in this area. So I need to update that. But if we go to the page that we're working on and inspect that, you can see that the alt text is there.